guys. Have you ever had a falling out with a longtime friend? And if you have something in common with rappers Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur. I'm actually a huge fan of both of these rappers. I've always been interested in the conflict between them because it's extremely monumental in music history. So, the rivalry between these iconic rappers reflected that of the East Coast and West Coast rap rivalry, and it's eventually believed to have resulted in both of their deaths. So first, I'm going to give you guys backgrounds on them, and then tell you guys how they went from being friends to bitter rivals. Then I'm going to tell you about the most important events in the escalation of their rivalry, and finally, I'll talk about the significance of these events on the world of hip-hop. So, Biggie Smalls and Tupac were considered two of the greatest rappers of all time, but they weren't always that way. Tupac was born in California in 1971, and then less than a year later, Christopher Wallace was born, and he is Brooklyn rapper Biggie Smalls, and he led a troubled life. He was a crack dealer until he became successful with music. But then when they did become successful, Biggie and Tupac became really close friends. However, that changed on the night of November 30th, 1994. Biggie invited Tupac to come to the Quad Recording Studios in Manhattan. And when Tupac arrived, there was a robbery in the building, and Tupac ended up getting shot 5 times. So he accused multiple people of using this robbery as a cover-up to attempt to kill him, and the main person that he accused was Biggie. And Biggie denied any involvement. Tupac didn't believe him. However, later evidence shows that Biggie was most likely not responsible for this, but it's still significant in the increase in tension between the two. From here, the rivalry only escalates. While the conflict didn't end positively, it gave birth to two of the greatest diss songs of all time. So just 2 months after Tupac got shot, Biggie released a very violent and controversial song, Who Shot Ya? Shaheem Reid from MTV.com described the song as using the art of music to make the art of war sound beautiful. Although Biggie said that it was not targeted at Tupac, the relevance of his lyrics combined with the timing of its release make most people believe that it essentially was targeted at Tupac. So, Tupac, apparently, according to his friends, was the most angry he had ever been. Fueled by his rage at his former friend, he released the song Hit 'Em Up. In this song, he claims to have slept with Biggie's wife, and then he expresses some violent intent. Tension started to grow even more. HipHopDX.com reports an interview by Tupac's friend and fellow rapper, Suge Knight, in which he describes the song. Everything Tupac said was like sticking a knife in somebody's wound and twisting it. He said things to make a grown man cry. On the night of September 7th, 1996 in Las Vegas, 3 months after the release of Hit 'Em Up, Tupac was shot in a drive-by shooting, and he died 6 days later. There were serious implications against East Coast rappers, mostly Biggie. Biggie denied involvement, but however, with further investigation, they found that there were serious inconsistencies in Biggie's location and what he said and reported for where he was on the night that Tupac was killed. The murder remains unsolved, and the truth is still unknown. Only 6 months later, Biggie was killed in Los Angeles, also in a drive-by shooting. He died on March 9th, 1997. And all this murder remains unsolved as well, but it's widely speculated that it was committed as revenge for Tupac. Now, whether they had each other killed is still unknown. However, it's almost certain that these deaths were directly related to the East Coast and West Coast hip-hop rivalry. And the rivalry between these two rappers was a very iconic feud, and although they are gone, their art still remains. Ambiguity and mystery surrounds these. However, it does not diminish their significance. From friends to bitter rivals, Biggie and Tupac made a big impact on rap culture, and with continued escalation, they used musical expression and eventually violence to influence the rap world. So hopefully you never have a falling out with a friend, but if you do, you've been warned. Hopefully it won't end up like this. And if you ever hear a diss song on the radio, you hear rappers insulting each other, you'll know a little bit about the background and history of gangster rap. Thank you. Woo!